I bought this wrecked Audi S4 at auction for 2,000 bucks, and we're gonna repair it and then tune it to over 400 horsepower.
Please tell me you got genuine Audi parts this time.
You know we got Temu, baby. This is actually gonna be pretty cool. It might be missing the Audi though.
Let's feel the quality of said plastic.
Not German engineering here.
Yeah.
But it does look cool. Let's get this thing unloaded and into the shop.
Graceful like a gazelle. Oh.
Feast your eyes on the Temu haul.
Are any of these actually going to be functional and or helpful, Dylan?
Yes, but not the ones from Temu. This is from Jackal Motorsports. Their stage 1 tune adds 100 horsepower to the already pretty insane 330 horsepower. This is by far the most powerful car I've ever had, and this little thing will add 100 right off the bat. If we do a pulley and a stage 2 tune, it adds like 150 horsepower. We're almost pushing 500.
I see no problems with anything you just said. Why wouldn't we have a 500 horsepower reclaimed car?
Covered in Temu parts, of course. Another piece of the front grille from Temu. We were missing one from the auction, so I went with the honeycomb design to match that front grille. It'll look really nice. It is also very Temu-y. This box is the important one. However, it does look smaller than our actual bumper, so I'm a little confused.
Yeah, it does seem definitely smaller.
That's not a good sign. It's very folded.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
That's not how I would package this thing that's kind of important. China people don't really care, apparently.
Brutal, dude.
That's kind of brutal. I mean, I should have expected that from Temu, but that's extreme.
So you just have to leave it in a warm environment and like hopefully it becomes bumper shaped again. Look at that, dude. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Are you sure you didn't order a taco? Because this thing is folded in half, dude.
I could have gotten a used one on Marketplace for cheaper, but that wouldn't be testing Temu stuff. So this is what you get if you order Temu. So now you guys know. We're doing the hard science for you guys here. Oh man, look at.
Right out of the gate.
Fricked. That sucks.
It's almost like you're not supposed to bend bumpers completely in half.
The other reason I didn't get a used one is because I wanted a brand new one, not have to deal with like this claw marks on it. I mean, it's not horrible, but when you order something brand new, that's not what you want. That actually is a huge bummer. All right, well, I would recommend not ordering body kits from Temu.
It's very possible we didn't save the best for last. There's more boxes to unbox. Maybe there's some sort of redemption story here. A much less happy Dylan opening the second box.
Yeah, that was kind of the most important piece. And it's ruined. These are much less important pieces.
Is that like an aero kit?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, we got some aerodynamics when we're ripping. So these things can do like 0 to 60 like under 4 seconds, which is insane. So we need some carbon fiber bits to make it look as fast as it goes.
Carbon fiber. Let's see what this is.
Do you think it's carbon fiber, or do you think it's plastic painted to look like carbon fiber?
That's insane that Temu has something claiming to be carbon fiber. There's no way.
I will say it's very light, but it could be very cheap plastic.
I bet it's just fiberglass that's black. And then they're claiming it's carbon fiber.
Is there a difference between black fiberglass and carbon fiber?
That is actually pretty reasonable.
It's definitely not plastic. I don't know about Gavin's fiberglass versus carbon thing.
I don't know how nice of carbon fiber that is, but it might actually be carbon fiber. That's pretty sick. I'm assuming a proper one of those is like triple the cost of what you spent on that.
Oh, that's actually gonna be cool once we figure out our bumper situation. So this is obviously the diffuser that goes under the bumper. We got some flex. I don't think it's gonna provide actual aerodynamics.
This is literally like the thickness of a sheet of printer paper.
Right there. And that'll actually look really nice. Well, that's gonna take some figuring.
Well, it's one of those things where do we wait for another bumper to show up? Do we just try and Marketplace find one? Figuring out what to do now that the main piece doesn't work is going to be tricky.
Spoiler alert! We got a spoiler. This was actually really hard to find one that wasn't plastic. This should be actual carbon fiber.
It sounds like similar. Oh, Dude, that actually feels nice. It looks pretty good. I don't like that I don't see any bolt holes and it looks like there's tape holding this on. Little duckbill spoiler, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's not bad. We'll decide. I don't know how to attach it, if we literally have to glue it, or I really would not like to drill through this. This one may not actually go on.
I'm not kidding. I think that they literally expect you to just tape that thing on.
Oh, is that like double-sided? It is double-sided tape. Oh, no way. That is how they want you to put it on. That's hilarious. Our bumper was going to be the first step, but I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I have to return that one and maybe go with a marketplace one, or maybe repair this one. In the meantime, let's repair the trunk latch. It won't latch because the latch has been moved in the rear-ended crash. This needs to be about right here. So this is the solution I came up with.
I look over and Dylan's got the two cars ratchet strapped together. What are you doing, man?
I played a little game. What would Matt Armstrong do? Probably not this, but this is what we're gonna do. Everybody questioned why I turned my Porsche into a truck, because it needs to do work truck things. It's already moving, to be honest. Zoom in, yeah.
The power of a come-along.
I honestly didn't think it was gonna work that good. I took no measurements. I'm just kind of winging it. Let's test if it actually worked. No, but it might just be these rubber things. Tavares, eat your heart out. We got the Rad Factory come-along technique. It worked perfectly. Oh, I'm so pumped.
Panel gap's not so good, and that's not so good.
You guys know I love to gamble on these cheap Chinese parts, but I bet you didn't know that I also really love football. And that's why I'm excited to announce today's video sponsor is DraftKings.
Just like watching football, you never know how it's going to end, and it's exciting either way.
I'm super excited for Super Bowl 59. Me and my buddies always place a bunch of dollar bets to keep things exciting all the way through the game, especially because I absolutely hate the teams that are playing right now.
And to make it more exciting, new customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly.
This is your shot to make every play a moment to be remembered. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today. They're an official partner of the NFL.
And they're a partner of the Rad Factory, so use code RADFACTORY when you sign up, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets when you place your first $5 bet. By supporting DraftKings, you're supporting our channel and helping us do even crazier projects in the future.
That's promo code RADFACTORY only at DraftKings Sportsbook. We have a new bumper. Found it on Marketplace. We just don't have time to wait for another one from China. This one does have wood screws holding on our diffuser though, so you know the quality is about what you'd expect. It is wrapped, so we got to get this wrap off and see what we're working with. I'm sure we're gonna have to repaint it, but we're gonna have to do that anyway. And we do have that new carbon diffuser that we'll put on here. We got the wrap off and the bumper looks pretty good. We're still gonna have to do some sanding, but it should buff out really nice.
So we got a spot there that's decently sized, and you can like get your fingernail in that pretty good, and maybe one or two other spots.
We're gonna hit everything with a wet sanding and make it look nice. We scuffed up the original black paint with a 600 grit sandpaper. That way, hopefully the new silver paint will stick really well. We patched the one kind of divot thing with some, I don't know, what did you patch it?
It's just a specific bumper repair Bondo. It was a small, little tiny divot, but now there's nothing. And hopefully it'll look phenomenal underneath that silver paint.
But the correct paint code from eBay, hopefully it's not straight from China, and it matches perfectly.
Let's get that money shot. Oh yeah.
It is gloppy at the bottom.
So satisfying. All right, the money shot, the pour.
All right, here we go, going in the gun.
Oh yeah. Very delicate process.
I don't think I spilled any. That was from earlier, so I don't think I spilled a drop on that one.
So yeah, I'd hit all your edges first.
While the paint dries, it's a good time to take the car over to my buddy Adam with Ice Clean Colorado, so he can dry ice blast the engine bay and undercarriage and get this thing looking brand new. Dry ice cleaning uses liquid CO2 and compressed air to blast tiny ice pellets out of this nozzle to clean things really safely. Since there's no water or chemicals, you can clean electronics and a bunch of other things without damaging them. It's one of the most satisfying things you can watch, especially getting those mouse turds off my supercharger. Huge shout out to Adam from Ice Clean for getting the car dialed in. It looks infinitely better than it was. If you're in the Colorado area and need to get your car dry ice blasted, hit up Adam.
And I do automotive, motorcycles, and actually a whole bunch of other different industries as well. You can reach me at icecleancolorado.com. It was a lot of fun. I appreciate the opportunity to help you out. Right on. Thanks.
Our bumper is done. The paint actually turned out really awesome. We're gonna throw it on there and see how it matches up. We'll have to go and clean everything up a little bit later, but for now, let's throw it on there.
I'm relatively pleased with this. Let's be honest, metallic is about the hardest thing you can try and paint.
And we had like 2 hours to do it. With deadlines and everything, it was definitely rushed. And so for that, it's pretty decent. It's really hard to tell with how dirty the car is and how clean the bumper is. It doesn't look that close though, the colors.
Because the sun kind of fades it and bakes the older paint. So even though it's the same paint code, it might look different. I think if we can shine this up and get the clear coat back to its like original luster, they'll get a little bit closer. It is a slightly different color, I think. That's future Gavin problem. We're just not gonna think about that.
To my eyes, there's a lot more blue in the bumper than the rest of the car.
We gotta get this thing cleaned up. I think the dirt kind of mellows this out.
That's
makes it
true.
less silver.
That's true. There's nothing we can do about it either way. I mean, when you buy paint on Temu, that's what you get, I guess.
It wasn't Temu paint, was it? God, I hope not.
Technically it was eBay, but at this point I think it's all just about the same. It all just comes from China anyway. Test fitting our carbon fiber diffuser. It'll look really cool if it actually works.
Keyword, if it actually works. I think this might be a two-person to get these like ends that have to go in first. I think it's gonna take both of us. Trying to push the stiff carbon fiber into a little bit more flexible bumper is tricky because you don't want to crack any of this. So we're just going to try and take our time and go nice and slow.
It's a little ridiculous and obnoxious seeing it from the back now. Where it was pretty chill without it. Now it's very, I don't know if it's riced out necessarily, but kind of getting there.
There's a term for a type of boy that would drive this car. And I'm trying to think of the YouTube-friendly way of saying it. But there's a sexually active boy is who drives this. Maybe a Trevis or a Tanner. Essentially, as I push it in on this side, it pulls out on the other side. The reason that's an issue is there's little like clips all the way along this. And the carbon fiber clips just aren't as good as the plastic ones that came from the factory. So it just pops out. My hope is by attaching the bottom here, I can get it to stay in place. We will see if that works. So you can see what I'm talking about right here. There's like a little plastic clip right there. It just doesn't want to stay in there. It's like the carbon fiber bit isn't fat enough to really stay. So that's just like loose.
So you're telling me the Temu carbon fiber bit isn't actually good?
As of right now, I'm concerned. Like that's as tight as it gets, which is not ideal. From the inside, this will make a lot more sense. The carbon fiber clips aren't as aggressive as this, and as a result, they just don't work. Like they are not even remotely the right size.
I guess there is a reason to buy expensive carbon fiber parts. We're the scientists doing the experiments that everybody wants to know, but nobody's willing to take the risk.
This little tiny carbon fiber clip is just wimpy, wimpy, wimpy. It just doesn't have the gumption.
I don't actually like the look as much as I thought I was going to, so I'm not super bummed, other than it was like $300, which is most of the budget of this rebuild.
It'll certainly be more than this video makes.
It's just gonna fall out on the highway at some point, probably.
Should probably take that off, put the actual factory one on, and then keep moving.
All right, so we test fit our bumper, and the bumper is decent, but it's the body damage that is causing us some troubles.
Basically, this gap shouldn't exist.
Or it should at least be a lot smaller. So bodywork Gavin gets to make an appearance today.
When this car got rear-ended, it was probably like some type of taller SUV or something, and it just came in basically above the crash bumper that's under the plastic bumper and just smashed in this little trunk section. So if we can weld some stuff to it and pull it out, hopefully it'll kind of fix that gap.
It's certainly our best option. To try and unfold metal is pretty tricky.
This gap right here, if we can get that down to one finger, that'll be good.
That is a tight little bit of grinding, but in theory, if we run a bar across all that and just kind of start yanking on it with a come along, hopefully good things happen. That's as far as I've got. We're well past the realm of good ideas. We're just on to whatever idea works. The best I can figure, this thing has to come backwards, which means we have to be able to pull on it. So I'm gonna finish cleaning this all out and then essentially have a bunch of little tiny tabs coming off of this, and we can select which one and just gently kind of pull on each one with the come along or ratchet straps. Use the Porsche truck as an anchor and just kind of hopefully get it to pull backwards. I think as long as I do a good job welding this little strap to this, it's basically what actual body work is, where they like use a slide hammer and stuff. It's just a really janky version of it.
Another foot. Yeah, that's probably good.
Now we'll go like that. And then we'll just run this over to the Porsche. In theory, this will slowly bend everything out.
This technique did work before to get the trunk to latch, so I honestly have some faith in it.
If there has ever been a definition of here goes nothing, it's gotta be as close as it gets. Oh, dude. Oh my God, it totally worked. Look at that. That's like 100% working.
We have no idea how much to pull it though.
Pulling that right on out.
Matt Armstrong is taking notes from us right now. We're breaking ground here.
That's phenomenal, dude.
Our panel gaps are still gapping.
This is working though in terms of being able to see like how straight everything is. Our goal is to just kind of get this little slot a little bit up, and that way when we put our little plastic cover on, it has something to click into. It definitely did something. It's not the worst thing ever. I think there's a chance that that works.
There is a chance.
And that's more than we had before. All right, let's do the other side real quick. Boy, is this better than where we started at.
Test fit of the plastic piece and then the bumper and see if we did anything good.
I still think that this center piece is high just based on there's more of a gap here than there is there. These corners are lower than the middle by like a 1/4 inch, and that's where I think our 1/4 inch of panel gap is coming from. It's not perfect, but it's acceptable.
All right, bumper is back on, looking pretty decent. The plastic cover's on. but the trunk won't close.
Yeah, so whenever this thing got rear-ended or whatever happened, it bent this little tiny bit of the bumper over and it hits right there. So I've got to do my best to try and bend this out without cracking any of the paint. I'm nervous. I'm just trying to heat everything up and give it its best chance at not cracking. I've got these kind of flat pliers to try and bend it. I am going to put some tape or something on there just to protect it.
Okay, I was hoping that was the case.
I'm just going to be as gentle as I can and trying to work. Oh, I hate this. Take our time.
I think it was working.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be nice and slow about it. I think that's a great way to mess this up, is if I go too aggressive, too fast. So there's clearly some adjustment to be done.
But it does close.
That's pretty reasonable.
Our panel gap is much better than it was when we started.
How's the front end going?
While Gavin dials in the back, I'm going to start on the front.
We have our new Temu mesh grill we got to get on there. That's going to look really nice, but the entire front bumper has to come off.
More clips. That's the thing with bodywork, is there's unlimited clips and you don't want to break them.
Terrifying every time. Let's go put this on a bench, work on this at a normal height. It's going in. It's definitely not fully happy about it yet.
What is our clip situation? Are they clipping better than the carbon fiber did?
Yeah, so you can see right here the clip does actually work, which is lovely.
You guys know we keep it low budget here on the channel. That's why we test all the Temu products. We've never been sponsored. We're never going to give a biased review. And honestly, I'm not impressed with most of this stuff. This grill is technically working, but it's not proper. It's not right. And that's just what you're going to get with Temu. Yes, it was, I don't know, $100 or something versus an Audi one would have probably been $1,000. So we saved a lot of money, but I don't know that it was worth it.
Just little tiny things. For example, I've got to do a bunch of clearancing on this little bit where the molding is all jacked up, and I'm for sure going to cut my finger, and that's a bummer.
It makes sense, right? Like, they're taking a mold of a mold in China, and if you want to pay 1/10 of the price, you're gonna have to do a little work. I can't say absolutely don't do it, just know you're getting in for some work.
You beehole.
Is it gonna stay?
That's
We will find out.
Might be worth a dab of glue on the backside. Oh, we do have to figure out what to do with that little box in the front.
That was one more thing that's different about this bumper. It doesn't have the right bolt pattern to mount up this little box that holds some kind of sensor in the front of the car.
It has some, but
just
not
not
one
correct.
of them are even, yeah, none of those are closed. Or we can just zip tie it down here or something. It doesn't actually have to go to anything.
We've got the bumper back on and the grill is looking awesome. I'm really pumped on the honeycomb design. Temu really did come through. Now on to some paintless dent repair.
Everybody's favorite bodywork Gav. He's here and he's mildly concerned.
So for this PDR, you basically just get a glue gun and glue these little plastic thingies right on there.
Once that dries, you pop it, and hopefully that's enough to create a high spot, and then you just kind of gently tap it all down. Hopefully it does all right. Not, oh. There was some real hold there though. It definitely moved that some. Thanks, Nico. That's very helpful. Oh, that might have actually done something. It was a pretty good sized dent, and it's still there to some degree, but I think it's a little better.
The car had some hail damage, not horrible, but if we can make it a little better, that's the goal. Conveniently, the insurance company or the auction marked them all, so they're very easy to find.
That top dent is for sure better. It's not all the way gone, but it is for sure better. This is probably one of the harder dents to remove.
The PDR didn't work as well as we had hoped. I'm sure you guys will give us some tips down in the comments. We have a lot of experts around here. Now we're gonna go ahead and dent repair the trunk.
Yeah, a lot of experts, but none of them are right here, I'll tell you that for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and try and tape this off just to give our paint as much protection as possible. Dylan was kind enough to get us a brand new hammer, so there's no like crap smashed into the rubber. Like, we are truly gonna give this the best possible shot we can.
You can see this little raise right there. That's what we're trying to get rid of.
Look at that, dude. That's already better. I can live with that, dude. I think we might be there. Definitely better, dude. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, I wouldn't go any more than that. I think it's just high.
Yeah. I think we're about there. Just give her a wash and then we can take it for a spin.
I feel like I should be wearing a bikini or something.
Nobody wants that.
How the car
Nobody
wash
wants
scene
that.
works? Get a little Speedo out.
Silver isn't my favorite car color, but this one does look pretty good. I don't mind it.
One, it's not just silver. It's got like depth and metallic flake to it, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Now let's have some fun. We're gonna do a quick stock 0 to 60 pull, then install the Jackal Motorsports engine and transmission tune and see how much faster it makes the car.
All right, here goes the stock launch. That's a decent bit of power, dude. It sounds great. I mean, that's 60 right there.
5.0, 5 seconds.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad. I
That
mean,
is
that's
reasonable.
definitely the fastest car I've ever had. That's enough acceleration to get your heart pounding, but let's throw this Jackal tune on there and see what we can get off of that.
Like, no car needs to be faster than this.
But it's
like,
gonna
let's-
be.
like-
It's gonna be very soon. The Jackal tune is a well-established tune. It adds 100 horsepower on stage 1. It's gonna be so good. Huge shout out to Matt and the Jackal team for sending this over. What excited me most about it is you pay one price and then you get all the tunes forever. Where other companies, you start with stage 1 and then you have to pay to upgrade to 2 and 2 plus. Where with Jackal, you pay one price and then you have everything right away. So we'll start at stage 1 and then if we want, we can do a dual pulley and upgrade to stage 2.
Chill. We just said we weren't gonna break this.
We'll see. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. We're literally just in the gas station parking lot, adding 100 horsepower to the S4. This is sick.
This isn't just a gas station. We're at a Denny's. A relatively painless 20-30 minutes here at the Denny's parking lot, and in theory we have another 100 horsepower, so see how that does. Oh my god, there it is. That is a solid throw you into the seat. Yeah, dude, that was sick. This thing's a rocket ship now. It is so much faster now, dude. This is sick.
Oh, we don't drive fast stuff very often. I'm used to Miatas, so this really gets my heart going.
Oh my god, that launch is
Pretty
so
good.
crazy.
The all-wheel drive.
4 flat.
4 flat.
That's
Ooh,
pretty sick.
That's pretty sick. That's sports car right there, boys. Like, that feels quick. It puts you in the back of your seat. Oh, this thing. This is a beauty. This is a good purchase. I'm very pleased with this thing. We did it. We rebuilt the sports car with Temu parts, kind of.
Ish.
Some of them worked, some of them didn't. Marketplace came through, but I'm more than happy with this. It's gonna be a solid daily driver.
Congrats on the daily, bud. It's a solid car, and our little paint job turned out great. You got a sick car now, dude.
We got a sick car. Thank you guys for watching. Stay rad.